Don't know what to cook for supper? I didn't either till I opened the cookbook and I found it. There it was, Mama's old-fashioned meatballs with a good homemade mushroom sauce gravy that goes on top. Come on over, I'll save you a chair, but I won't save it for long. Come on. Hey, thank y'all for stopping by the backyard. Ooh, what a great day it is. My name is Kent Rollins, and we do a whole lot of cooking here. Dutch oven care, grilling, we got you all covered. Everything that we use will be in the little printable recipe down there below. Shannon will have it for you. Now, as you can see with the surroundings here, it is a little cloudy and dreary here, but it is my kind of day, folks. The good Lord blessed us last night with about 3.5 inches of rain. I thought Noah was going to come back by again. We got so much rain. So sort of put me in the mood for this to have some good old classic Mama's meatballs. Now sure, the recipe is in the cookbook. You say you ain't got one? Well, Shannon will have you a link fixed you up with her. 152 Mama's onion meatballs in a creamy mushroom gravy. Yep, you heard me say it. Creamy mushroom gravy. Now Shan's going to have you a link for that. Remember when we did the smothered steak video and we had the homemade mushroom gravy that went with it? Well, that's what we're going to use, folks, for the meatballs today, and whew, it gives it such a great flavor. Now, as you'll see me a while ago, I done diced up a yellow onion pretty fine, and then I done diced me up about 6 of them little sweet peppers. And I hear you out there saying, why don't you use a bell pepper? Because I like the sweetness because I like the sweetness they bring out. Now also to go with that, I had me 2 of them fire roasted Hatch green chilies to put in there, and we diced all that up. After we done cooked us about 8 slices of thick cut bacon in there, we pulled that bacon out about half done, dumped all the peppers and the onions in there, and let it just get sort of soft. Pulled the bacon back out, and you can see we're to that point. Now, we want to chop this bacon up when it gets cool enough that you can handle it, and it's got to be diced pretty fine. And folks, I could smell this when I'd get home from school, sitting in there on the kitchen stove. Whew, it is some of the best eating you'll ever have. But before we go any further, this bacon has to be checked. Can you get right up here where folks can see you? Here. No? What do you think about this? Yeah, folks, it's good bacon. The Big approved. There's like 77 tail wags going on. And while you be looking at the camera, don't slip your finger under the knife while you're chopping, or it'll get mixed in there too. Now I'm going to get me 2 pounds of certified Angus beef 80/20 hamburger meat. So you can see this comes in patty form. Me and Shan eat a lot of them, we do. I want to tell you something real close. Make sure you take these out. The Beagle don't even like to chew on them. These are half-pound patties, so in Oklahoma math, 4 times a half make about 2, it does. I want to go ahead before we ever start to put this in there and get it sort of mashed up really well all together. We're going to add half the bacon the first time around, half the peppers, onions, which is about that much. Then we're going to go back in here and go to incorporating this again. Here we go with the other half. What do you think, Big? Is this going to be fit to eat? He says, Dad, it will work, I promise. I'm going to go ahead and put her right here on this cutting board so I can get rid of this. Excuse me there, Big. Now, as we're sitting here, we're going to go ahead and put this skillet back over here on this little burner. Since we done let all that bacon grease absorb up in them onions and them little sweet mini peppers, we're going to add just a little oil to it. About that much, which is probably, I'd say, 3 tablespoons. As that's warming up, folks, we just will do it. We just will make us some meatballs. Now, you can make them whatever size you want, but I like to make them about like a golf ball size. 2 pounds is going to make you plenty of them, so don't think you're going to starve. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 16. Well, Looky there, about 16 or 17 meatballs. Our grease has got hot, so let's just lay them in there. We're just going to brown them good all the way around. As you can see, I'm not real level-headed today because the grease is way over yonder on the other side, so we're going to have to do us some skillet rotation. But we're going to season them on the outside as we roll them around here and cook them. What we season them with, y'all know what it's going to be, didn't you? Well, you can see we got 2 pots up here. This one is some of that homemade mushroom soup that has got some of them good mushrooms, some cream, some onions, some garlic. Folks, I'm guarantee you I could just drink this right out of the bowl. We're just going to warm it back up so when we get ready here in a minute, things won't have to cook so long. That's hot. Now I'm going to tell you, if you're in a big hurry, you can also use you some of that canned mushroom soup, but hey, try this once, you won't go back to it. Now if you're doing this in the house 350 and you're going to cook them for about 30 to 35 minutes, but we're going to do them in this 12-inch, and we got to have the rest of this gravy in there. Now folks, there is plenty of that gravy, so let's make sure that we use it all, because that's the love that takes place. And then you want to do one of these deals right at the last. To the coals we go. We're sitting on a tall trivet that's mashed in the wet ground a little, and that wet ground has been dried out today. So we started with some coals around there all the way around to dry that top out. So let's put a little heat on top, and we'll let the magic and the fun begin. Well, you can see we loaded it up pretty heavy around the outside edge and pretty heavy on top, because this has got a lot of moisture in there with that mushroom soup that's in there, and I need things to really get to bubbling and get to cooking, because I want all that just to come together and all them flavors marry up. We will have to rotate this just a little to even out a hot spot, but ain't much wind here in the backyard, so we're in pretty good shape. We think we should inform you people about what's fitting to happen. Now, a lot of you already know, because y'all have watched this channel throughout, we fitting to reach 500,000 subscribers. That, figured up the other day by the Beagle, is 2 years worth of tail wags for steak. He knows how to do this deal. Show him, yeah? See right there? This is a pretty big milestone for an old cowboy, a Beagle, and a beautiful woman. But none of it would have been possible without y'all watching. But I think we owe the biggest debt of gratitude to my little sweet wife Shannon, who has filmed all of these. And folks, it just gets better every day. So there's probably going to be some kind of big giveaway, like maybe a trip to Tahiti or something like that. No, but I tell you what I am going to do, folks. Y'all have seen me wear that old black hat in there for many years. Now, when we get pretty close to that 1 million and over, me and Shan's going to come to you again in a video, and we're going to tell you how you might have a chance to win that old black hat in that I've cooked for probably 8-9 years. To me, it is a trophy, and I hate to give it up, but to you fans, one of y'all is deserving. We'll be telling you in weeks to come, so stay tuned. So folks, you can see that we are powerful hot on this side over here, so we're going to rotate this away so we can even some of that out. So we just pick her up here and give her about a 180-degree turn. Does it look unlevel there, Shan, with the camera?
It's okay. It's a little, but not bad.
You might be asking yourself, what it'll be looking for when they be getting done, since you done put all that mushroom soup on there, you can't even see them no more. They will firm up pretty good when you touch them with a fork all the way around, and you'll begin to see some of that mushroom soup settle just a little, and they might be peeking their little dun heads out. Things have got a little unlevel here, a little deeper over on that side of the pool where all the grown-up kids are. So let's take him off just a minute, give him a little tap right here, and see if we can't straighten everybody up. And while we got him off there, we'll even rotate. And you can see them things are firming up pretty good here to the top of them to touch. These over here is hidden, you can't see them, but we'll be getting there. Well, I think we'd be needing to get a volunteer to see what's happening, because folks, when I see him right there, and he's pretty tight when you peck on him, so let's just pull him up out of there, lay him right here, and let's cut him in half. You want to? Look at there. I'm thinking we is almost there, because while the rest of them cooking for 5 more minutes, you know what's going to happen to this one? I'm going to eat it. That is done. So what do when you run out of troops? You call for reinforcements, you do. So let me get these folks over here. The big says he is ready. Because folks, this is going to have to sit here and cool before we can even do anything to it. And you can see there is some fine stuff going on. That mushroom soup that we made, that homemade, turned a good rich golden color. Blended in with all them good meat juices and them peppers and everything. Whew. 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. That's about enough for me and the beagle. Now folks, I'm going to tell you right now, you can have you some homemade mashed potatoes with this. You can serve this over rice. You can serve it over a piece of toasted bread. You can do anything with it you want. I had to limber up before I could do that, and that's when I was doing them, what you call, Whew. God bless you, Mama, for showing me how to make this dish so many years ago when I was just a little tack. Miss you every day, I do, and I am so honored that you taught me my way around the kitchen, but you also taught me manners. But when you mix the sweetness of the little mini peppers with a good little kick of the Hatch roasted green chilies in there all together, they've all been roasted up in there in that little bacon grease that was cooking. You get some of that bacon in there to go with it. It is so good, it'll make your tongue slap the back of your head and nearly break your neck. And this gravy, folks, this gravy is what's happening. This is one of them good comfort food dishes that everybody needs every once in a while to make you feel good. Big, thank you. You can't eat this because it's got onions in it. Know what I mean? So sorry, my friend. I'll cook you a T-bone steak after a while. But folks, we hope you learned something here in the backyard today, mostly about life is simple. Food is that way too. You just cook it with your heart and all the goodness that goes with it, and you have created a masterpiece. Be sure and check our website out. Shan will have it on there what's upcoming for us. We'll be in Carbon County up there in Montana to do a deal for some veterans. Later on that month during Memorial Day weekend, we'll be at Wagons for Warriors in Lebanon, Missouri. It is a great time, folks. Come out there and see about 40-something wagons. We're supporting a great cause. Thank our servicemen and women for keeping that old flag flying there in the backyard. We appreciate all that they do, and the veterans. Folks, time for another hug. Get on in here. Come on, let me get you one. Oh yeah, don't that feel good? God bless y'all, each and every one. Be sure and hit the like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you down Mama's Meatball Trail.